everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
Put a finger down if you were in a 2-year relationship, and while you were in that relationship, you and that guy got an apartment together and y'all are just living lives, and one day on a Wednesday at 9 o'clock at night he tells you, hey, I'm leaving. You're like, okay, where are you going? He's like, I'm leaving with the girl. I'm actually been dating this girl for 2 years and we have an apartment together and my name's in her apartment. Your mouth is wide open. You drop to your floor. You're crying. He left. He still don't care. You still crying on the floor. You get in a bathtub. You start crying in the bathtub. You heard a prayer. You heard this guy tell you about this prayer 2 weeks ago about how to let God into your life. You're like, you know what? What else do I have to lose at this point? You get in the bathtub. You start saying a prayer. You're like, God, I let you have my life. Nothing but my life. I give you everything in my life. You say that prayer. You go to sleep still crying. You wake up the next morning. Why did the guy that told you about the prayer text you, right? He texted you and he was like, hey, for some reason, I can't get you off my mind. I need you to come to my house. You go to his house. You're there for 2 months. You're at this man's house every day for 2 months. Y'all are great. Minding your business. No posting. No nothing. Your ex finds out about it, right? The one that left you for the girl. Yes, he found out about it. So what does he do? Him and his girlfriend make an appointment with you because you're a travel lash tech. They make an appointment with you to set you up. But you don't know that because you're just living life innocently now at this point. So you go to this appointment. You go to this apartment. But something tells you, your discernment, that you should call your man. So you call your man. You're like, hey, I have a weird feeling about this. Can you just stay on the phone with me? You're like, yeah. So you go up to the door. Wrong feeling. You turn around and leave. Who's at the door? Your ex with a gun pointed at your face. You turn another direction to walk another way. What do you see? His homeboy with a gun at your face. What? But don't forget, your new man is still on the phone. He's still waiting. He already left work. He's on the way to you. Don't worry. The new girlfriend bashing your windshield in because why? I have no idea. You go up to the car. Y'all start fighting. That's another story. So they make you get in the car. Once y'all finish fighting, you drive all the way in the middle of nowhere. You're just driving. You're like, at this point, I don't care anymore. I'm gonna let you have it. You stop in the middle of the road. The ex gets out the car, steals your new phone, gets in the car that they're following you in, and they leave. Nothing happens. You let it go. You're like, God, why did you do this? Why? Like, you're angry at God. You're like, why did you do this to me? I was minding my business. Then 4 months later, you get another lash tech appointment, but this time it's at your apartment. At this point, you're like, okay, something's normal. Everything's normal. Nothing's gonna happen. This girl comes to your house. She asks, is your ex da-da-da? And you're like, oh my gosh, is this another setup? No, it's not. Her best friend was in the same situation that you were in. What happened? Her best friend's man shot him 3 times. Did he live? He did. But we got married. Put a finger down if you were in a
She got married? Who did she get married to? By the way, me and new man got married, not the ex. Because I was like, what? She had to.
5 years ago, I was kidnapped, and I give a very brief explanation about it, but that was not good enough for anybody on TikTok, and it got 1 million views, so we're going to talk about it in detail. Before you can know that I was kidnapped, you have to know the background story. That's the only way that the story works, so let's just get into it. I was in a relationship. I was dating a guy for 2 years. We got an apartment together. Both of our names were on the lease. We lived in downtown. Now, one random night, he told me, he was like, hey, there's a girl downstairs. I'm going to go with her. She's actually here to come pick me up. I had no idea how to react to this. I was so caught off guard. So I just started crying. I just dropped on the floor, basically. He left, and like 10 minutes after that, I decided to go get in the bathtub and take a bath. But I also remembered that I had a conversation with this guy at a party, just a normal conversation, asking him, how do I let God into my life if I ever wanted to. So as I'm sitting in the bathtub, I literally said, God, I give my whole entire life to you. Now, I do not want you guys to think that this prayer is going to get you a man, because a lot of y'all were leaving comments saying, please let me know this prayer like Sierra. I am not Sierra, and I'm not also telling you that this prayer is going to get you a husband. But I had to openly, full-heartedly let God into my life. That was basically my prayer, okay? Once I did that, I got in the bed, I went to sleep, my eyes were swole, woke up the next morning, and my phone was cut off. Little did I know, he had me and this other girl and himself on a same phone plan. There was a gas station down the street from my house, so I went to sit at the gas station so I could use Wi-Fi because I didn't have Wi-Fi at my house, and my phone was turned off. I was on Snapchat. The guy that told me about the prayer, he had texted me like 10 o'clock that morning, and I was just sitting there, and he texted me and he was like, hey, I have no idea why. I'm actually in Florida right now, but I'm coming back home because God has put you on my heart so heavy last night, and I do not know why, but I think we need to talk about it. I kind of just broke down at that point because I feel like he was the only person that was actually openly listening to me. So I go to his house, we have a conversation. He knows everything that I'm going through. He goes with me to the apartment to go pack up all my stuff. He takes it to his house. He's like, you're staying here. He lived in literally in the middle of nowhere, so I knew that I was going to be safe and fine. 2 months into me staying at his house, I got a text message because I was a travel lash tech at this point, and I was traveling to people because I didn't have an apartment anymore. I got a text from this girl, and she was like, hey, I really want to get my lashes done by you. Is there any way that you can come today? And I was like, okay, perfect. fit. So I get to the house, I call Tanner, who is the guy that I'm staying with. I'm like, hey, I just have a really bad feeling about this. Can you just stay on the phone with me? I don't really know why I have a bad feeling, but just stay on the phone. He's like, yeah, that's fine. He's at work, by the way. So I walk up to the door, and as I'm walking up to the door, the girl texted me, and she was like, you'll see a mat right before you get to the door. Well, the door number she texted me, there was no mat. So I was like, okay, this is really where it's starting to get weird. So as I seen there was no mat, I turned around immediately. But before I could even do that, my ex-boyfriend was standing right behind me with a gun pointed at my face. And then if I was to turn the other direction, his friend was standing on the other direction with the gun pointed directly at my face. Tanner already left work at this point, because as soon as I turned around and I saw my ex, I said his name out loud, so Tanner knew. So he was like, oh yeah, no. He didn't even tell his boss he was leaving, he just left. While this is going on and I'm having both guns pointed at me, I also see his new girlfriend, or the girl that he was talking to, she's on top of my hood of my car, beating in my windshield. And I'm so utterly distraught and confused, because what are you doing here? Long story short, he's like, I want you to take me to the apartment that we lived in. So we went from one city to another city. That is another reason why I could not get the police involved, and a lot of people were confused about that. If you go from one city to another city in any type of incident, if someone does not get killed, the city can choose if they want to pick it up or if they want to let the other city pick it up. Neither city decided to pick it up. So he's like, I want you to drive me from where we are right now to the apartment that we lived in. I have no idea why. There was no balcony. There was one way in, one way out. There was no way in heck that I was going to that apartment. So now we're in two cars. I'm driving my car with the beat windshield in, while he's riding in the passenger seat next to me. And then his girlfriend and then the homeboy that was with him, they're in the car following behind me. Very odd situation. I'm still on the phone with Tanner. I'm driving, panicking, still on the phone with Tanner. My ex snatches my phone out of my hand. This is where, like, a lot of people are like, well, why is he doing all of this? This will tell you right here. When he stole my phone out of my hand, guess what the first thing he did was? He started going through me and Tanner's text messages and the photos that I sent him. So he literally did this because I moved on. So at this point, I'm driving and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to this apartment. So I stop in the middle of the road. He has my phone still because he snatched it out of my hand. He gets out of the car, gets in the car that his friend and his girlfriend following me in. I have no phone. Tanner has no idea where I am. Like, it was a mess. And when I go out into the street, who do I see? Tanner, because he's literally Batman. He showed up for me. He saved me. Anyways, a couple months later, when me and Tanner got our own apartment, he was like, I think you'll be fine enough to take your own clients. We had a dog, we had a gun, we were fine. So I took a client, and this one particular client I have never met before. Everything was fine. Nothing about it was odd to me. But she came up to me and she was like, did you used to date? And I was like, oh no, not this again, because I definitely thought it was going to be a setup. And I was like, yeah. And she was like, well, I heard the situation that you went through, and I just wanted to let you know that my best friend went through the exact same thing, but the only difference was your ex actually, like, went in her house and her husband was home and he shot him 3 times. I have no idea what goes on after that. I'm assuming that he lived. It's literally like all the detail I can give you without me making this like conversation more than it has to be. 5 years later, me and Tanner are married. Life is good. God is good. And I thank God every single day for giving me this opportunity to really just lay in that bathtub and let it all out and give it all to him, because now I'm so thankful. And I hope this made a lot of sense. I hope there's no more confusion, no more questions, because I am done talking about it. I will not be talking about this ever again. 5 years ago.
All right. Y'all women be going through some shit with some men. Like, I don't know what to do, everyday people, man. It's your boy PJ. Today we back with another lit video, back in the confessional. Yes, we staying lit, big dog. And shout out to everybody who rocks with me on Twitch, because that's where we do all these live reactions. So if you hear me reading the comment, you know where to be and get your comment read, okay? On Twitch, okay? Listen, I want to know why someone's girlfriend, as a girlfriend, why would you voluntarily engage in kidnapping a woman who is the ex of your current boyfriends? Like, if your boyfriend wants to kidnap his ex, you need to think about that, young man, young lady. Like, you telling me that you are gonna join in with a man that's kidnapping his ex? That is so stupid. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. And look what happened to this stupid behind. He got popped. Anyway, if you watching the chat, shout out to everybody on Twitch. We also having a conversation about PJ giving love advice. Listen, I'm not a love guru. My love life is in shambles. But the whole way I defend myself based on my love advice is all I be like, I just be telling the truth. People don't like to hear the truth. That's how I make it in life. I make it in life by telling the truth, and the truth about my love life. And it's terrible. My love life is terrible. Okay? And guess what? I will never ever give a married person advice on their relationship. What I will give is be like, you know what? If you having so many problems with your wife, if she's so upset, try dating her again. Stop being a weirdo. Take her out on a date. Ask her out on a date. Be like, hey, would you like to go on a date with me? I got this. I got these coupons for, the Olive Garden or something. Top Golf somewhere. Be like, yeah, I could. And then you go there. You don't have to spend a bunch of money. You don't have to take her to a fancy restaurant where you got to sit around and be quiet. Tanner's a buster. How he let you go and you had that feeling. His name is Tanner. Think about that. Think about why Tanner let her go. Tanner thinking everything is okay. And honestly, she's a nutso too, because she fell for it twice.